Mother, tell your children not to walk my way. Tell your children not to hear my words. What they mean.
Hello there, Sir from 17 once again, bringing you the second section to Interval 2 in my F.E.A.R 3 Insane Difficulty video walkthrough. And a lot of you might be thinking, why is this not in one big video that's, 30 to 40 minutes long and able for us to put on in the background while we play games or do what we want and we don't have to keep getting up and fucking about with YouTube? Well, the main reason, folks, is purely upload reasons. The 30 and 40 minute long videos, they take far too long to upload and they're far too prone to failing. When I move out or I get into a better place with better internet, I'll definitely look into doing the longer videos again, so it's easier for people to navigate through and they not have 500 videos for something very simple. But right now it's just not functional, it's not efficient, and it's not cool. So I'm gonna have to break them up. But there are a lot of people out there I know that do enjoy the shorter videos. No idea why, but everybody's entitled to different things and everybody's got an opinion. So, but anyhow, we're still in the the middle of Shit City, and we're shooting down these dudes, and there's a lot of them. So after you've killed the mech, you want to be careful as you push through these streets, because they're in the buildings, they're in the towers, they're on the balconies, they're in all sorts of places. And that right there where I'm looking, that is the spawn point until you push past it, and then obviously the spawn will get further away. But on this section here, you just generally notice a hell of a lot of people coming from that section and from that area. And you don't have to pick up the rocket launcher if you don't want to. It's pretty cumbersome, but it can be quite useful in some spots. I actually picked it up on the second to last level to try and do a really cheesy and easy way to beat probably the hardest part of the game. And unfortunately, I can honestly say it didn't work. So I'm not too sure or confident on how powerful the rocket launcher is, because there's something called a phase commander that you're going to come up against later. It's kind of like Hulk Hogan from Suburban Commander, only nowhere near as hilarious or cheesy, and he takes a beating just like old Hulk did. And I've got a nice strategy for it, it's just nowhere near as clean as I would have wanted it to be. But anyhow, as you push through here, this is going to trigger I'm losing my words, people. I do apologise. I had a rude awakening this morning and I am quite tired, but I've got to do these commentaries because if I don't, they'll never get done. And you're going to trigger a spawn here, and people will be on the balcony, people will be on the ground floor, people will be running across the rooftops. It's kind of like, parkour hell. So just be very careful. There's that guy up there, but luckily enough there is a barrel to take care of him, so he's nothing too challenging. Behind me though, there's about 1 or 2 people that are going to... Well, all these people just shutting the blinds. For some reason, the blinds closing always reminds me of an old cartoon I used to watch when I was a kid called Count Duckula. And I don't know if it's an English thing, I don't know if it aired in America, but that show used to be the fucking boss. It was really awesome. And I've not seen it in years. I just remember that I got the VHS of it when I was younger for like my birthday, and there was a picture on the front of the main character and there was a button on him, and if you pushed it, it played the intro song. Oh, isn't it funny what you remember? But there I go, I ranked up, which means my slow-mo and spirit has increased, which is always a good thing. Am I going to do the jump slow motion shot? There we go. See what I mean? He doesn't shoot until you land. It's kind of weird. It enables you to get on target if you're pretty accurate, and it's a good technique for pretty much every situation unless there's numerous enemies. If there's more than one guy, you're probably going to have difficulties because they're all going to shoot you. But once you've cleared a few of these people up, if you climb up onto the roof, you can start your parkour journey into inner enlightenment and becoming one with the concrete jungle. And you come over here, pick up some more ammo, and keep progressing through this shithole, basically. Watch out for Nick Nolte, because we could be in Beverly Hills. A nice obscure movie reference for any of the film buffs that watch my commentaries. And yeah, you're moving out onto the real roofs now, so this is when it starts getting a bit more difficult. You'll notice it says commandeer, the Arma Cam helicopter. And what this next section is not timed, so do not rush thinking that you're going to lose or somehow miss the chopper from going too slow. All it is it tries to build tension and atmosphere by saying that you have a limited time to do it, when really, if you try and rush this section, you're just going to die. Don't waste your sniper rifle bullets on them guys. As you've just seen, you cannot kill them. That is a programmed section to show you that troops are moving in. And what this effectively is kind of like a staircase, one big long staircase that is kind of in one square, and every time you get to a corner you go up a floor. And what's going to happen is you've got to get and climb all the way up on these lovely rooftops towards the chopper, but one of those blue guys is going to spawn and start throwing out the semen spawning lightning blue stuff. So there you go, there's the cum chucker. Just throwing it on the walls, you'll notice enemies are spawning. I go straight into slow motion so I can clean them up. Don't worry, they're not special enemies, they're just your standard dudes that you've been railing for the entire game. The only problem is, every time you kill 3 of them, he'll throw 3 more until, you know, he stops spawning them, and he can go for a while. This dude is like the fucking... This guy is it Peter North or Ron Jeremy? Some fit like this guy's the Dirk Diggler of, you know, tossing loads. So be very careful with him, because he'll just keep spawning dudes. And the worst part about this section is, as you're moving through, not only are you triggering normal spawns of enemies from obscure rooftops and angles, you're also making him move into different positions, and he is both a threat and an enemy spawner. So this can be difficult, this, and I would just say be as tentative as possible. Always scout the environment. As soon as you see the enemies, you know, take them out with lethal prejudice. Don't hang about. And there is one really useful bit of cover that I'm going to show you coming up that saved my ass a ton of times. But aside from that, it's just standard fare of, you know, doing the first-person shooter thing we've been doing ever since Wolfenstein changed the game. But I've got my rocket launcher. I see the spawns over there, and I think twice about firing it, because it's a bit of a waste to use it on those 2 dudes. And watch this. Look at that. I've come closer in this video to killing myself than any enemy has so far. And this is the hardest difficulty. So for all those people that are sweating, fear not, this is not a challenging game. It really isn't. And right there, when my gun was propped up in the sky, that's when you're going to cover side on, and it's weird as fuck. I much prefer the lean off of F.E.A.R 1. And that laser means that the phase commander guy is trying to shoot me with the whatever that ridiculous, you know, set them on fire, pathetically weak laser weapon is that I really don't like, yet it can be really useful because it has a stun effect which stops them from shooting you, so it can save your ass. And just be careful, because this dude is lighting me up like the Predator with that red dot. And just be aware that when you're in cover like I am there, you're generally safe unless somebody has a direct line of sight on you, like that arsehole up there, who, as I mentioned, he will keep moving round cover to get into better spots to cause you grief. So you really need to watch him, and you need to watch the enemies that are spawning in front of you. But I wanted to clear some things up as well. The intro song on this game is Mother by Danzig, which is a fucking awesome song. I haven't chosen it, I haven't chose it, or however you want to say that. I didn't pick it for any personal reasons. It's from the credits of this game, and obviously it's very apt because you are trying to kill your mother's baby, even though the song's just about, you know, mother. But what I like to do with the guides is, because I'm hoping to get sponsored, partnered, whatever you want to call it, because I actually want to make my channel into something successful and something I'm proud of, I don't want to put anything on the games that's not in the game. So you'll notice my other commentaries have music and random shit that I put on that range all the way from, you know, Bonnie Tyler to the most obscure grindcore death metal kind of shit. And I don't do that on the guides. I like the guides to have either the theme from the game or something that relates to it, because I'm hoping that they're going to go somewhere, and that's the main motivation behind them. But this is that cover spot I mentioned. If you stay in here, you can counter-snipe all the people that spawn on the roofs, and nobody will be able to pretty much hit you, rush you, or anything like that. And if they do, you will have ample enough time to kill them. And you can exploit this spot for a while. And what will happen is, eventually, if you keep killing dudes like I'm doing, the phase commander will run out of his load and he'll stop spawning dudes. But until he does, you either have the option of killing him or killing what he spawns. And obviously one is faster than the other, but sometimes you don't have the luxury of being able to shoot him, because the bitch is a coward. The bitch just sits up on that roof and acts like a douchebag. But for anybody getting bored with this level and wanting it to end, fear not, this is the end. As soon as you get to the helicopter, you have done Interval 2. And onwards and upwards, basically. Yeah, just be careful for the grenades. The enemies on this game are really precise with the grenades. And it makes me wonder, I wonder if it's just as easy as, you know, pressing a 0 for the AI to throw a grenade perfectly on your position. Because it's just a calculation and it's something a computer can do effortlessly. which is what pisses me off so much about combat training on Black Ops. When you're taking on the bots, and even the bots on the dumbest fucking difficulty, they have such good aim that they don't get any recoil from the guns. And it would have just been nice if Treyarch had, you know, made a little bit of effort to make them more human. Because I think there should be a probability scale on the gun for their accuracy or something, because I don't mind them being deadly accurate if it takes them a while to get on target, but you put them on like regular or hardened and you're dead in a second, because they don't... 200 yards and MP5's got no recoil, so they just put 3 bullets in you and you're dead. And then you use your MP5 and you're too busy shooting the fucking sky because the thing kicks up like Spirit, Stallion of the Cimarron, or whatever that film were called. And it would just be nice to have a recoil, like, an option, so that you could put it up and you could, you know, give the AI the worst recoil ever. Like the Uzi with a red dot recoil, something ridiculous like that. But then again, if you had an option to change the amount of recoil that the computer, you know, experiences, you should also have an option of choosing what classes the computer uses, and going to town with all the customizable options, which would be really, really cool, because I don't know, these game designers these days, they just don't seem to think, as silly as it sounds. I mean, they've got all that money, they've got all that backing, they've got all those great ideas, and then they shoot themselves in the feet by not giving it any kind of longevity, by giving it customizable options. It's like they're so focused on the multiplayer and the carrot on the stick part of it, so that they give you 900 pages worth of challenges that you can't even be asked to look at because they're so contrived and so cumbersome to look through that you haven't a fucking clue what you're looking at, what you're doing, or where it is, because every 5 minutes something's unlocking. It's like, oh, you just, you know, threw something 5 times with your face. It's just ridiculous, and I'm only realising now how contrived it's all become, thanks to playing Call of Duty 4 a lot recently, because you go to the challenges on that game, and there's like 20 of them on each section, and some of them you don't unlock until really, really late, and you've always got something to have a goal, you've always got something to work towards. Well, on Black Ops, there's too much to work towards. It's kind of like, it almost becomes this meta game inside the game. That dude just got owned. Here's an interesting question for all the avid gamers out there. What is your favourite slow motion sniper rifle from games? Because Time Shift had a really, really good one. I do think, did Singularity have something similar? I believe it did. And also Resistance. The sharpshooter on Resistance has got to probably be my favourite, because that gun was I really like the Resistance campaigns. I prefer the first one to the second one, but I'm not the person that's like, you know, Resistance 2 sold out, he just wanted to be Halo, he turned into a piece of shit. Resistance 1 for the woo! I'm not that retard. I like them both. I think they both did different things very well, but there's something about the really arcadey, you know, Serious Sam style shooting of the first game. Although I don't like the toggle for the ADS, that is fucking horrific. But please forgive me for rambling through this level. There wasn't too much strategy to divulge, so it's just a case of point and shoot. But there you go, people. Another level down, one step closer to beating the game. There's the insane bonus for anybody doubting the difficulty. Thanks for watching, and you take care now.